This is a public service announcement. Help Lucy save the camel by defeating Hooby today. Get on voice chat for 1 hour and you could save a camel's life. Thank you. What's going on, guys? This is Lucy Goosey here, aka Kyle, and today we are bringing you PSBL Week 5 weekly recap. And honestly, I did not know that it was Lucy Goosey the first match, or else probably would have done Mike's intro. But anyway, today is actually Thursday, just a few days before the end of the week, and after my loss, I just did not want to record anything until now. I think I've 100% got over the loss, which is really weird, honestly. It sounds pathetic that I would just get over a loss now, but it sounds pathetic to me too. And I'm just going on right now. Well, let's just get right into these weekly recaps. And right now we have 6, 2, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6. Wow, I can't count apparently. This is just going really bad for me right now. I'm sounding pathetic. I can't count worth shit. And I'm probably gonna have the hiccups while I'm recording too. This is not gonna go well for me. But anyway, we have 6 battles right now. I got 5 more by Sunday, and actually, we have only 5, because this one is that one's a little bit of a special recap. So we have 5 battles. The first one is Lucy Goosey, aka the Edmonton Oilers, taking on Rock Hands and the Rocky Mountain Lichen Rocks. Thunderous, Gyarados, Greninja, Mega Scizor? Or is it regular Scizor? I don't remember. I think it's regular Scizor. Serena and Clefable taking on Aerodactyl, Magnezone, Reuniclus, Alomola, Azumarill, and Tangrowth. Right off the bat, I do believe that Thundurus could have a pretty good battle, especially with, doesn't it have Focus Blast? I'm pretty sure it's Focus Blast, but vice versa. I do believe that Aerodactyl is a win con for sure, especially if it has Iron Head, which I don't know if it does or doesn't, but it is a pretty big threat for his team. And we start off with said Aerodactyl going off against Scizor. Aerodactyl does switch variant the Bullet Punch as he goes right out into Magnezone on the U-turn from Scizor, goes right out into Thundurus, and forcing Magnezone to switch out into Reuniclus on the Dark Pulse, which does eat it up pretty nicely, I guess, but pulls a double out into Alomola as he eats that up even better. Gets leftover recovery, switching out makes me think that it is Scarfed, switches out into Ariados as a double out into Tangrowth, switches back out into Magnezone on the Toxic Spikes as Ariados does live a Volt Switch, goes right back out into Aerodactyl on the second layer of Toxic Spikes. Decides to pull out a triple back out in Magnezone as a Scizor comes out. Knowing that it is Magnapole, it decides to switch out again on it goes out into Serena on the Hidden Power Fire, I do believe it was. As Serena does take it not very well, goes for another U-turn, switches back out into Ariados on the Hidden Power yet again, as Hidden Power Fire does hit a pretty good margin of Rockhand's team. Goes for a full switch to get rid of the Ariados, and it finally does go down after 10 turns. Reuniclus does come out, but does get poisoned, unfortunately, as Thundurus also comes in. Decides to pull out a double back out in Magnezone, does not eat that Dark Pulse very well, and does die to the second one, allowing Aerodactyl to come in probably with the Stone Edge, forcing the Thundurus to switch out into Scizor as the Defog actually does come out, forcing a switch out into Tangrowth on the knockoff, which does get rid of the Assault Vest. Switches out into Clefable on the knockoff from Tangrowth itself, does get rid of the leftovers from Clefable, decides to pull out a double out into Scizor as Reuniclus does come out, and this is pretty funny. He actually did Bulk Buzz instead of Bug Bite, as a Gigavolt Havoc actually comes out from Reuniclus, which is 2 very weird moves on each other's mons. Fable does decide to come out. It goes for Psy Shock. Moonlight comes out for Fable as a Calm Mind from Reuniclus does come out. Fable decides to go for a Calm Mind of itself, goes for a Skill Swap, and they do switch abilities. So now Clefable is not unaware anymore, so that the Calm Minds don't really matter as much as it would if it was unaware. Goes for a Liquidation, does in fact kill the Clefable, which is very nice. Goes out into Serena now, switches back out into Tangrowth, taking a U-turn, only 30%, switches back out into Scizor, goes for a U-turn, and does in fact kill the Tangrowth. We're sitting at 4 versus 3. Greninja does come out, as Alamola also comes out, pulls out a double out into Aerodactyl, as a U-turn does come out, and gets a free switch out into Scizor. Forces a switch, no, he doesn't, he stays in to try to kill the Scizor with a Stone Edge, is able to kill the Scizor, but this Aerodactyl is at 21%. Greninja does come out again, switches out into Alamola, eats up the U-turn, but unfortunately that means Thundurus is able to come out, and here is where Rock Hands will win. Goes for a rest, thinking that he was able to rest, but a Mirror Coat comes out, so it is actually works out for the better for Rock Hands. Goes for the Z Sleep Talk, which does get a Focus Energy critical hit ratio up by 2. Goes for Thunderbolt, is able to get the crit on Alamola. Goes out into Aerodactyl, and again, well, actually does lift the Stone Edge, excuse me, as Aerodactyl does die. Goes out into Azumarill, goes for the Aqua Jet, is able to take him out, and that means goes out into Serena. I do believe was it a Scarfed? I'm pretty, no, Banded, I should say. Yeah, it was Banded, and obviously Queenly Majesty does not do anything about that. And good thing by Lucy Goosey, saving differential. It could have been a 3-0, but instead it was a 2-0. So I do agree with his play to get rid of Thundurus. Good game by Rock Hands. The reason why he went for rest at the moment that he did was because he thought that it didn't matter if he was at full, he could have just fell asleep and get a priority Z Sleep Talk on there, which is the tech. I really enjoyed seeing that. That was very interesting to see. But anyway, let's move on to your bro Jake and the Anaheim Arcanine taking on Gabriel Giko and the Redding Repdashes. We have Donphan, Dragonite, Servine, Aromatisse, Jirachi, and Nidoking taking on Alolan Sandslash, Milotic, Haxorus, Raikou, Whimsicott, and Sawk. I do believe that Sawk does have a good matchup, especially with if it has Ice Punch or Poison Chip. But also Dragonite should be able to do very well if it has like a move such as Z-Fly or something like that. It should be able to wreck house. But let's see which one I am correct with. As Donphan goes up against Haxorus to start this battle. It switches out into Whimsicott as Play Rough only does 50. Goes for an Ice Shard, and he does live on 7 as Giga Drain does come out, does massive damage to the Donphan, and goes right back up to full, to 64, excuse me. As Servine does come out, goes for another Giga Drain, only does 8%, getting 5% back, which is a good combination in my opinion. Switches out into Alolan Sandslash, excuse me, not Ninetales. Switches out into Jirachi on the Ice Punch from, I keep on saying Ninetales. Goes for a knockoff, does get rid of the Sugar Berry, excuse me, as forces a switch out into Aromatisse on the knockoff again, which does get rid of the Light Clay, which could have been good down in the future. Earthquake only does 12%, forcing a switch out into Milotic as a Wish does come out. Goes right out into Servine. That Scald means nothing, as it does go back up to full health. And switches out into Sawk again on the Leaf Storm, which does do about 42%. Goes for Poison Jab, not able to do a lot at all, only does 25. The next Leaf Storm unfortunately does miss. Poison Jab does bring it down to 23% as a Glare does come out. Goes for Poison Jab again, and does take out the Servine. Free switching into Dragonite as a Dragon Dance does come out. And we do see Earthquake, which does take out the Sandslash, as now Milotic does come out as well. Goes for a Devastating Drake, which does take out the Milotic, and now Whimsicott comes out. Extreme Speed is not able to take out the Whimsicott, but a Stun Spore comes out instead of something else to break the Multiscale, as another Extreme Speed does come out for the Whimsicott. Switches out into Raikou now, and Raikou goes for the Hidden Power Ice, I do believe it was. As an Earthquake does take out the Raikou. Free switching into Sawk as an Extreme Speed does take out the Sawk. And now we're stuck with Haxorus, who lives the Extreme Speed. goes for an outrage and is able to take out to the list of the Dragonite as he switches out into Donphan, as Donphan is able to Ice Shard and take out the Haxorus, and we have a 4-0 victory for Jake the Cows, who just now has 2 in a row. Congratulations to Jake. As we move on to the bane of my existence, we have Mega Lopunny, Rotom Heat, Zygarde 10, Mew, Klefki, and Licky Licky taking out Kartana, Swoobat, Mega fucking Gyarados, Neolego, Honchkrow, and Xurkitree. You guys already know what the threats are. It is his entire team, especially with 3 Ultra Beasts and 2 Moxie users. No, 1 Moxie user, another Dragon Dance user, and another Simple user. Let's get right into this. Xurkitree leads off against a Rotom. Go for a Will-O-Wisp because I was actually predicting a switch. Actually, I was predicting him to be faster and Volt Switch into Neolego, which forces me to switch out into Klefki. I knew I could take any hits as he goes for Power Gem. It only does 16% and excuse my dryer. I go for a light screen because I know that Neolego's not going to be able to do anything. Xurkitree's not going to be doing anything either. I predicted a Thunderbolt, which did in fact come out. Even if he Dazzling Gleamed, it wasn't going to do a lot. As he's forced to switch out into Kartana, I predicted that and go for a Superpower, which does do a lot of damage to Kartana. I predicted him to think that I was not Scarfed. I knew that he was either Scarfed Kartana or Neolego. I go for another Superpower, and I did kill one of the biggest threats. Go out into Klefki, which that Brave Bird did a lot of damage, even against a resisted Steel type. He goes for a Superpower on my Reflect, as he does go down to -1 attack, as I go for Spikes. I thought I was going to die, so I was just going to get my second layer of Spikes up. As he actually goes for a Hidden Power, I don't know what. I think Ice, predicting my Zygarde, makes me think that he is Scarfed or Specs, as I was able to get up my layer of Light Screen again, which is very good as I go out into Licky Licky. As he goes out into Mega Gyarados, as I actually pulled a double, predicting that, into my Pacho Berry Rotom. I thought that he was going to Dragonade, so I went for the Pain Split there, but he actually went for the Waterfall, trying to get as much damage as he can. He goes for a taunt on my Will-O-Wisp, which is very good there. Knowing that he can't do anything, he goes for a switch out into Neolego on my Discharge, which does not get able to get the Paralysis, unfortunately. As I go out into Licky Licky, knowing I can take anything he throws at me, and I did. He decides to go right out into Swoobat on my Earthquake. I thought he was going to stay in, but instead he does not. I go out into Zygarde now, thinking that he was going to go for something. He goes for a Calm Mind, which is very scary. I go for a Stone Edge. I will be able to two-shot as he actually goes for a Stored Power. I live it on 19, which is very good. I go for a second Stone Edge. Unfortunately, I missed, or else that Swoobat would have been dead. He goes back up to full health, means that he can live another Stone Edge. Hopefully I can hit it. I do, but that means that Stored Power is able to kill my Zygarde. Luckily, my Lopunny is faster. I go out in the Lopunny, go for Mega Evolution and for the return, and do take out the Swoobat. We are stuck at 4 versus 4 as Honchkrow does come out. Fearing what he wants to do, I go out in my Rotom as he actually goes for the Z Mirror move, gets the attack boost. I go for a Will-O-Wisp to burn his Honchkrow as a Brave Bird only does 34%. And my Rotom is able to take it out with a Discharge the very next turn. With a critical hit. I don't know if that crit mattered. I do believe it did, as Neolego does come out, and that means a free switch in and out into Licky Licky as he goes for a Sludge Wave, which does not poison me and does not crit me. As Gyarados does come out, as I decide to go for a Wish, go out in my Lopunny. Did not think he was going to Dragon Dance because he didn't Dragon Dance the first time. Goes for a Water Ball. I live on 2, but unfortunately I flinched. That was the game, as the next Waterfall is able to kill me, and Mew is able to come out. The only thing I might be able to hit, Crunch is able to kill the Mew. That means that Licky Licky comes out, goes for a Waterfall, flinches again, but that one didn't really matter. I had nothing to really touch him, as that does in fact kill. Rotom comes out, obviously not going to live the Waterfall without the Pacho Berry, and that is a 3-0. Two things I actually realized afterwards I would have won. The obvious one is if Lopunny did not flinch, I would have won, because Licky Licky would have been able to wall his last 2 Mons and kill with Earthquake. Also, if I was not able to miss that second Stone Edge on my Zygarde, I do believe that I would have outsped and gone for an Outrage against Gyarados if Zygarde was able to still live, basically forcing him to Dragon Dance twice, really. So I do believe I would have won if one of those two things happened. If I didn't flinch with Lopunny. Lopunny was always going to be my switch into the Dragon Dance because I knew Lopunny had a better chance of living a waterfall than anything else on my team, basically. Or Mew would have, but I knew that this thing was carrying French. But good game to Luby. I do not blame him. It was flinch. Yeah, if he can control it, he probably wouldn't have allowed me to flinch. But anyway, let's go to Dragon Rider versus Jake the Cows. We have Victini, Mega Sceptile, Conkeldurr, Gardevoir, excuse me, Thundurus, and Nidoqueen versus Umbreon, Cresselia, Primarina, Salazzle, Gengar, and Tyrantrum. We have Tyrantrum going head-to-head against Victini. Obviously doesn't want to take a head smash, goes out into Conkeldurr, which does resist it, but this still does a lot of damage. Thinking that I was actually thinking it was Bandit or something. It was actually Zen Headbutt, taking out the Conkeldurr as he switches out into Sceptile, forcing a switch out into Salazzle on the Dragon Balls, which does a lot of damage to Salazzle. Obviously does not want to take a fire move, goes out into Victini, which does not take the Sludge Wave that well, but it goes out and Umbreon goes for a V-Create, and we see that it's actually Banded. I think the crit did matter, but Banded also does help a lot. It goes out and Tyrantrum again on the Nidoqueen, resists the head smash, switches out into Cresselia on the Earth Power, which is pretty obvious in my opinion, but obviously Cresselia does not take it that well. Actually takes it beautifully. As Gardevoir takes the Psychic even better, goes for a Thunder Wave, which will matter down the road. Spoiler alert, as a Moonblast shows that it is actually Specs, I do believe. Switches out into Gengar, which does not eat the Moonblast well at all, even resisted damage. Goes out into Nidoqueen, which does eat the Sludge Wave very nicely. Goes back out into Cresselia on the Earth Power again. Not a good play there by Jake the Cows. Switches out into Gardevoir yet again on the Moonlight from Cresselia. Switches back out into Salazzle on the Shadow Ball, which does in fact take out the Salazzle as Gengar comes out. Goes for another Sludge Wave, trying to get the Gardevoir to stay in, but goes out into Cresselia on the Flamethrower. This time Jake the Cows is listening, but unfortunately doesn't do anything. Switches back out into Gardevoir, knows he can take any hit. Goes for an Ice Beam, does not do a lot at all. Goes for a Moonlight, get back up to full health on the Moonblast, which does do a lot of damage. Does get the special attack drop. Switches out into Primarina as a Moonblast, does a lot of damage, does get the special attack drop as well, which does matter a little bit, as another Moonblast is able to take out the Primarina. We're sitting at 5 versus 3. Gengar comes out, he's going to go for another Sludge Wave, which only does 12% to Nidoqueen. Switches back out into Cresselia because he knows that Cresselia can literally eat up any hit, and goes for a Moonlight, back up to 75 as another Flamethrower. Is not able to take it out, obviously. Switches back out into Thundurus, switches out into Thundurus for the first time in the battle. Goes for a Nasty Plot as an Ice Beam does come out. We can see that he can live another one pretty easily as he goes up for another Nasty Plot, try to get the victory right there. Another Ice Beam, gets the freeze, unfortunately. I do believe that Jake would have been able to win as Ice Beam is able to get down, take out the Thundurus. Victini goes for Recreate, does massive damage onto the Cresselia as a Thunder Wave does come out, which will matter down the road again. Moonlight comes out so he can live with the next Recreate, which does take him down to 21%. Jake decides to switch out into Gardevoir on the Moonlight again from Cresselia, as he goes for an Ice Beam, which does take it down to 18%. It does get the special attack drop, goes for another Ice Beam, unfortunately got paralyzed as he was trying to sack off the Cresselia, and Victini does come out again. I don't know why he went Victini. He could have gone Sceptile and outsped and would have hurt Sceptile as well, but Recreate does take it down to 11%. Goes for a Moonlight, trying to get the paralysis, gets paralyzed again, which is very unfortunate. Ice Beam is able to not take out the Nidoqueen, but Cresselia does outspeed and is able to take out the Nidoqueen that time. Sceptile comes in, goes for a Leaf Storm, not able to take out the Cresselia at all. Goes for an Ice Beam, not able to take out the Sceptile because of the minus special attack drop. Leaf Storm is finally going to take out the Cresselia, but that means that Gengar is able to come in and just sweep from there. Goes for a Sludge Wave, able to take out the Victini, and goes out into Sceptile and take out the Sceptile with the Sludge Wave. So that means Bryce wins again. I do believe that means that he is in the lead of the division because of the Lucy laws. For the last battle for this kind of live commentary, we have the winner 64 taking on Devil's Crime, Drapion, Vaporeon, Levian, Leavanny, Chandelure, Buzzwole, and Kumala taking on Slowking, Huntail, Blissey, Garchomp, Mega Pinsir, and Goodra. As we have Garchomp going head-to-head against Kumala, and we can see, I do believe that means Scarf Kumala since it outspeeds, I'm not sure though, but it actually does not do that much with a play rep as Stealth Rocks does come out. We see that as leftovers, Garchomp goes for another play rep as it does even less to Slowking, forces a switch out into Leavanny as the Dragon Tail does come out by the Slowking. Switching out into Buzzwole obviously does not like that matchup as he goes into Huntail, as Buzzwole goes good for the Power Up Punch, getting the attack rise. Leech Life is not able to kill the Huntail, but does massive damage as a Toxic does come out. Another Power Up Punch does in fact kill the Huntail after that, and we're at +2, +3 Buzzwole because of Beast Boost, but that does invite the Pinsir out very easily, and goes for a return, able to outspeed and everything, and does take out the Buzzwole. I don't know why I didn't switch there, but anyway, and Pinsir does go out into Goodra on the Wish from Vaporeon, goes out into Kumala, and we actually see Dragon Tail. Oh, I spoiled it there. Dragon Tail actually killing the Kumala, not even like crit or anything, so it makes me think that it's actually banded. Blissey comes in on an Ice Beam, eats it up very, very nicely, obviously. Goes out into Leavanny again, as we see a Toxic come out by Blissey, as it switches out into Pinsir again, as a Sticky Webs does come out. We know that Leavanny is not able to do anything to Pinsir, so he goes for a Swords Dance twice, as Leavanny goes for a Seed Bomb and a Late Screen for some reason, as that does take out the Leavanny. Then switches into Vaporeon, goes for a return, kills the Vaporeon, and that means Chandelure is able to come out, kills the Chandelure with a quick attack, and that means Drapion comes out next, and Drapion falls to a return, and that is a 5-0 for Pearl. I just want to set up the next recap video, and that is a live recap video with a bunch of people from the PSBL commentating over it, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, enjoy that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Wait, so you are recording now?
Not gonna lie.
Recording a live battle?
The recording has begun, my friend.
Yeah, we have.
Could do some serious.
Who do we have right now?
We have Kowasabi versus the Big Gay.
Well, I'm at like on voice chat. This commentating.
Random Monkey, Lyle, Buff.
Lyle's not actually in call. Lyle's muted because Lyle's a party pooper.
It's okay.
Pooper party.
Pooper potty?
Do you poop out a party? Are you unpopular?
This message is brought to you by Mega Camera.
No.
Like 10 people joined this match live.
No. The Mega Camera. Okay, so Mega Camera Up is actually one of the single worst mons that Game Freak ever created for use in competitive Pokemon. Like, what did it actually contribute? It looks like a fucking broom, right? Like, no, it's not even a Pokemon. Like, it's actually stupider than Pyukumuku, and you guys know how much I hate Pyukumuku. Actually, the worst.
Oh, looks like you're gonna lose to Lucy this season. Oh, wait, you're.
Yeah, I already did. I don't even care. He didn't bring the camel against me. The camel is like so fucking stupid. It looks like the camel looks like a bed skirt that you put around the edge of your queen bed. Like it. You could turn the camel into a rug for the middle of your living room. Like that's fucking what it looks like.
Wait, were these the leads?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God I didn't miss anything. Okay.
How badly?
No, you missed everything. The entire battle's already over.
How badly am I triggering Lyle right now?
I don't know. I don't have Discord up.
Me neither.
You know, Zoroark is actually the.
I don't think he said anything.
Oh, I'm for it.
Ditto. Did y'all know that?
Apparently, Lyle doesn't get triggered.
Did y'all know that Zoroark is the biggest counter to Ditto possible?
Yeah.
Polly. Alright, I feel like I should go over the teams.
No,
Alright,
we
what's
don't.
up, Polly? Is that
Savali
We shouldn't go over the teams. The goal of this is to be as toxic as possible.
Oh no, Takataka just wins almost now.
Wait, what did you just call it? Did you just call it Stockataka?
Yeah.
No, he said Stakataka.
It's Stakataka.
He said Stockataka.
Damn straight I did. A
No, he
drive
said
call.
stack of taco.
Oh, I want a stack of taco. Excuse me?
Stack of taco? Tier 2?
Got a taco.
Wait, why is his ability Battle Bond? No, it's not.
It should be.
Oh, it should be,
It's
yeah,
the-
because... Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot Polly does have Battle Bond, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question is, what does Kowasabi do right now?
Wait, so if Kowasabi gets a kill, he gets a Battle Bond Gren? Is that how this works?
I think so.
I don't
I have
know.
no idea. I think so.
Well then. Well then this should be interesting. Hold up, I'm intrigued now.
I kind of want him to flinch down the Savali right now.
Yeah.
Or freeze it. Please freeze. We want to know.
Well, if he's like, if he has specs on a Ditto or something like that, Hydro Pump probably kills here.
Well, he just...
But you're the one for Ice Beam.
So...
Yeah.
Why do you click Ice Beam? I don't understand.
Maybe
really
the Gligar switching? I don't know.
But is Gligar really a switch-in? No.
Copy
Oh,
target
he was calling
stats,
Rosemary.
moves,
He was calling
types,
out
and
Rosemary.
abilities.
Okay.
Like he turned into the Greninja, so for all intents and purposes...
Why are you gonna send a picture?
Why does it fucking matter?
Yo, if that's the case, then Ditto could actually be huge.
Yeah.
Well, like, it would.
Does it really matter though? Like, just fucking play the game.
He's gonna switch up.
It matters in that every time it comes in versus Polly's Greninja before Polly gets a kill with that Greninja, he could get Battle Bond before Polly does. That kind of matters. That's a little bullshit. Kowasabi has 2 megas right now. This is bullshit. Ban him.
No, don't ban him. He found a way to cheat the system. I love it.
Did we start this video hating Kowasabi?
No. Who would ever hate on Kowasabi? Kowasabi is my friend.
That's true. You can't hate Kowasabi.
He's Jake's best
You
friend.
just hate his timing.
He's like my people. Who's really bad at being people.
Yeah.
Insert season 2 here.
Let's see what happens here. All right, we'll try to keep it simple. Remember, they're going to watch it later, so let's not say anything very
Of course, the one battle I want to live stream is this happens.
It's worth it though. To be fair, you picked a Kowasabi battle to livecom.
Oh, that's a...
Goodbye.
Oh.
So
That was a
Kowasabi's
mistake
bad?
on every level. Why did he do that?
He had a Stockataka. I'm
Because he's
very
bad.
confused.
Trying to get the freeze.
It's a Silvally Fairy. Why would you let it do that?
I thought it was kind of funny.
It was pretty funny.
And he goes Sawsbuck instead of Stockataka because...
You could have just set up Trick Room and won the game right there.
Sawsbuck is...
That is really good hair.
That is some clean hair.
100% better than Ninetales.
Debatable.
Alright.
Okay, Kowasabi. Alright. Flinch? A Serene Grace coming in
There we go.
clutch.
Does it actually get String Grace? I did not know that.
Yes, it does.
But do you remember last year or last season when we made you let us have Sawsbuck, Jirachi, Togekiss on the team? It's because we wanted the Flinchy boys.
Yeah.
And you still lost. every match except for
So
3.
now we know who didn't watch the Game of Kills with Mandy's Serene Grace Sawsbuck. Now we know. Buff didn't watch it. Confirmed.
Nope.
Nope. There it is.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, of course you didn't watch it. You're just an asshole.
I mean, to be
About-
fair, what videos have you watched of mine?
I've watched all of them, dude.
Oh, really?
Oh
I don't
my
watch
God.
them in their entirety, all of them, but I do at least click
Fair
on
enough.
all of them and watch part of them.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I had everything. I'm sorry.
Is he still getting his food?
I think so.
Yeah. Think about that. Remember how this recording started? I just now got my food.
They suck.
Fucking rip.
Yeah.
Fucking rip. Where did you go get food from?
Thank you, Lucy.
Burger
Or Lyle, excuse me.
Yeah, fuck Lyle.
Yeah, Lucy watched the video. Lucy's a pal. Lucy's a real pal. Real facts. Speaking of watching our friends' videos, right? Frickin'
Okay.
Lucy uploaded an MLBA video, and I have to go watch it when this battle's over.
He has no switch-ins beside. No, he's just.
He has 0 switch-ins.
Trick room.
This is bad.
live.
This is bad.
No, he doesn't.
This is very bad. This'll live.
He does not live.
Probably choice scarf.
The Kakata does not live.
It'll live.
Stack Taco is not taking this.
If I ever draft Stack Attacka, its nickname is going to be Stack of Tacos.
I like it.
It was a post comment. He was still. Wait, I want to see Lucy triggered. Hold up. I might just go watch it right now, mid-recording. Hold up.
No.
Fuck you guys.
No.
You guys, I'm the West.
Just play it really
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Play really. Okay.
Jesus.
Crit.
That is specs as hell. That is specs as hell.
That was also a
That's
crit,
okay.
though.
The sauce buck is scarf, and Polly doesn't know it. Maybe Polly doesn't know.
I don't think he knows.
Right, that's got to be specs damage, right? Like I know it was a crit.
I think it would.
I think
Gotta be
that's
specs damage.
Yeah, I think so.
Mike, use Greninja for a season. You should know.
Let's see. So, without it, so a crit would have done 150% or 160%. Yeah, that's specs then.
Actually, no, it can't. Battle Bond Greninja cannot be shiny.
It's in the custom game.
Hacked. Hacks.
Oh God.
Hacks. Actual hacks.
You know, actually, you need to check his You actually have to check his nature. He has to be neutral, doesn't he?
No, it can be any nature.
It can be now. Are you sure?
Yeah,
It
yeah, you
could,
can breed.
it could always. No, it wasn't that you could breed, but you could soft reset the demo until you got the nature you wanted.
Oh, right. It was the IVs that was always the same, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was always 5 IV, no matter what. So you can never have perfect. You can never have a perfect.
What is he doing? Switch out.
Maybe, I don't know.
Actually, that worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's pretty ballsy play. I mean,
Or no, it wasn't
No,
soft
it's
reset
a
the
bad
demo.
play.
When you got it in the demo and you transferred it over, like the nature that it was in the demo, it wouldn't be the same in game necessarily. Like it randomized even when you transferred it, so you could soft reset your actual game and keep talking to the guy.
He doesn't know this is Battle Bond. This thing is Scarf. He doesn't know.
Oh,
He wouldn't have done that.
No.
I mean,
Yo,
how do you know? How do you know it's scarfed?
He has to switch his moves, bro.
So, scarf.
Look,
Yeah, it's scarf.
but here's the good news: is he can go Espeon for free.
He can go stack Attacka for free, friend.
No, why?
No, he can't.
You're about to bounce back these toxic spikes, fool.
What is Roserade doing to stack Attacka?
To be honest,
Giga
he
Drain?
could go Charizard.
That's not two-shotting.
He could go Charizard right now.
No, this is... He went Espeon. Hey.
Called it.
That's great.
And it's
Wow,
going
this
to be a
pretty
Lavali.
Yo, if he gets Trick Room up, isn't Gligar down really low?
Predict the Greninja. Click Dazzling Gleam.
Oh
Makes
no!
it double.
Wait a minute. Oh, I don't think that. Wait, he could Mega Horn for free, I guess.
But what if this Lottie is scarfed? Isn't Lottie faster than Sawsbuck?
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
like 90.
I feel like it's a bulky set because he's. What is
What?
he doing?
Secret power?
Excuse me?
He's gonna
He
put
just
him
threw.
to sleep.
He
He
just
actually
threw.
is. He's Serene Grace.
He just threw it
fuck
again.
is that, dude? Oh my god.
He can't do it again. There's no way he's doing it again.
He's clicking Secret Power again. He's playing for the hat.
There's no way.
Come on, do it, do it, do it.
Oh my! Oh!
Oh, unfortunate.
I think that's about all he wanted. Secret Power physical?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
What is it, a base 60 physical move, if I'm not mistaken?
Why'd he go
I
this?
think so.
Is there a chance Shadow Ball doesn't kill?
Might be base.
I'm
I think
pretty
he
sure
forgot
it's
he
gonna
had the
kill.
plus one. I don't think it does.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Back
Close.
then?
I
Or
think so.
I guess he just wasn't bulky.
Kowasabi went from I'm gonna win to you not gonna get a 6-0 today, fam.
I mean, Kowasabi can still win this. That's a Specs Greninja, so if he locks in the Dark Pulse, Hitmonlee...
Lucy, you didn't do anything though. You didn't kill one. You did nothing.
It's a pretty interesting goal Kawasabi has there.
I mean,
Actually,
Lucy
he
with the
killed
savagery.
Latios.
I love it.
Where's the switch in for Hitmonlee if Gligar takes a little bit more chip?
There is none.
Lucy
madness.
just has no chill right now. Welcome to
Can't
Lucy
do
After
it.
Dark.
Do you
He
think that
runs
Grin?
Endure, Mach Punch.
Do you think that Grin has a water shuriken?
It absolutely has Water Shuriken so that it can bop Zard if it gets a D-Dance up or something.
Zard X does not get bopped by Water Shuriken.
Yes.
If it's low enough, yes it does.
It has to be like below 40 to have a chance.
See, that should be like a
That's pretty good though.
radio program, not a YouTube channel.
That should be a name of a YouTube channel where Lucy and Dark do Pokemon podcasts. Pokemon related podcasts. Totally should be a thing. Fact. That should be a thing. Opinion. I have terrible ideas.
So, if this is Scarf Terrakion, does he get a free knockoff?
Alright, and Terrakion does not get knockoff.
Oh, boy.
And we're in, boys.
Yeah,
Time
And
to...
it,
he gets the
That's
freest hydro pump of his life.
He's gonna miss. He's going to miss.
Now,
No, more like episode 1. Should Camel be erased from Pokemon? Episode 1. Debate. Who's worse, Magikarp or Mega Camerupt? Let's debate. I'll argue for Magikarp. Let's go.
so if this has to be on the Scarf, can he stop Greninja 100% of the time? I don't know. Dazzling Blink, I don't know. I don't know what's about to happen. All I know is that this Greninja is going to get killed.
How did
That's
he
all I
not notice he got crit?
It's Kowasabi.
Dead.
That's game. It's over.
No, wait, you can go Hitmonlee for free. Because it's Specs Greninja.
We should do that sometime, Lucy. I'd be down. I'll argue for Magikarp over Mega Camerupt. Like, here's the thing, right? They're both terrible mons, but at least one has comedic value.
Actually, can Stakataka live Dark Pulse?
I would not be surprised, honestly.
But why would you even when Hitmonlee guarantees
Yeah,
Dark Pulse?
Hitmonlee. All the way.
He could go all in and click Dragon Dance with Zard. Zard will definitely live Dark Pulse. He can go all in.
And then do what the Gligar.
Wait. Read what Kowasabi's writing right now.
We should do... Oh.
Oh, okay, yep. He's doing something with Stakataka. Let him. Oh my god, the damage!
Trick room. Oh my god. Why?
What just happened?
Stakataka doesn't get Trick Room, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does. It can set up its own trick room, dude.
Are you
Wait,
sure?
why do you put Stone in
Tyler, you forget that I play VGC a little bit. Trust me when I tell you it can set up its own trick room.
Gyro Ball. That
The-
is so much damage.
if Kowasabi brought a Stakataka to a game with a Battle Bond Greninja and a Terrakion and didn't bring Trick Room on it, then I'm going to lose my shit.
Wait, can someone explain to me why he didn't click Gyro Ball again?
I don't know. He was making a
expected-
prediction, clearly.
But what could switch in besides Greninja?
Exactly.
no,
And that would
no.
die to
There.
Gyro Ball.
There, Mike.
There you go.
Wait, you can't say that because they're still battling.
Yeah, what is that?
What?
Oh, what did Polly just do?
He doesn't have another move other than Earthquake.
Well, if you really
Wait,
shouldn't do
will
that.
it kill? Will it kill? Oh, he's
I didn't think he's
passing.
He's going into Scarf Terrakion right now.
If he has it.
He has it.
I mean, Lucy, he
Goes
brought
Greninja right
Scarf
now,
Hitmonlee last week. So it was a different set of Hitmonlee.
And there's the Scarf. Polly must
Or
stay
the
in an
Fluff.
Earthquake. Well, I mean,
Wait,
do you really have an option
Takataka
here?
still got its balloon. He can't click Earthquake. He has to click Close Combat.
Yeah, so close combat wins.
The winner
Against
64 left.
Hitmonlee. He has Endure and possibly Mach Punch.
Bro, weren't you supposed to be home in 15 minutes? Where are you?
Yeah.
It's right there, Lucy. I haven't eaten it yet. I'm in the car. Pulled over. I have to watch the end of this match. Because I feel like somehow Koa's going to win this.
No, he's
I
not.
don't think so. No. I don't think so.
There's no chance.
God, no chance.
What's the chances that this is not
No
Scarf?
chance in hell.
No chance!
Let's see.
You guys
What
are
is it?
overlooking something. This is Polly. He could not bring Scarf to rack.
He might have not brought Earthquake. What if it's Eviolite
He brought he brought Eviolite.
Actually, no, I'm going to make a bold prediction. If this Terrakion is not Choice Scarf, then it's going to be Sash. You know what? No, he's
There
Scarfed.
it is. Okay, well, that means free stick attack of your life.
Yeah.
Now, do you have Trick Room? Because if you do, he actually wins.
Click Trick Room. Yeah.
If he had Trick Room, we should have clicked it like 20 turns ago.
Well, the difference is now it's completely free.
And yeah, he actually should win.
If he has Trick Room and he clicks it right here, he wins the game.
Yeah, but he didn't bring it.
There's no way he didn't. If he brought Stack Attack into a game and didn't bring Trick Room, I'm going to lose it. Hey!
Oh my god!
Did.
Oh god!
He did.
And we're here.
Pick four. Pick four. Pick four. Pick four of your mind.
Thank you, Kosabi. Okay.
It's going to be Ash Greninja versus Hitmonlee at the end.
Yes, it is. And if the Hitmonlee has Mach Punch, that's game. There's an attack beast. Boom!
Oh my god, pick one. Pick another. Pick another.
Does Terrakion win?
No. Well, he has to, like, 3 more Mons are dying because there's 3 more turns of Trick Room. So
he's not gonna bet what's it called? Choice Spec Water Stricken will kill because it needs 4 hits or 3.
he probably needs 4 to kill.
You got to
Probably
remember, it always goes 3 on Ash Gren.
The thing is, Stack Attack of Spadef is not outright terrible, so for Water Shuriken, it probably needs 4 to kill.
Wait, then that means
But the bottom line here is if he brought his usual Hitmonlee set and he's carrying Mach Punch, he's already won this game. Oh, he's going.
Go for it.
He's going for it right now. If he gets this kill, he wins.
Yeah, but if he doesn't get it, it's over.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he doesn't, because Hitmonlee's slower right now, therefore faster than a lot of the team. He gets it, then 2 turns, then 1 turn. The Volley Fairy comes in.
Is this Greninja
gosh.
going to bed? Damn it, Kowasabi irks me sometimes.
You mean always?
God, if he had done this earlier, he would have destroyed everything.
Yeah.
Buff, by the way, way to spoil sets earlier.
You're welcome.
Buff, do you want me to keep recording this or
It's a
not?
grand buff.
Yeah, we're so we might as well.
Jesus fuck. Alright, we had to go grab a fruit snack so that we had the energy to click Gyro Ball. If Koa clicks anything other than Gyro Ball here, he's lost his mind.
He needs Stone Edge to kill, doesn't he?
I think he needs Stone Edge.
He's a plus
Oh, is that
one,
plus
dude.
one?
He does
My
not
bad,
need Stone
my
Edge.
bad.
That'll
Yeah,
kill
there's
him.
no way. You can click Gyro Ball here and win.
I mean, if he has Earthquake, no, he shouldn't click Earthquake. No.
Did you see how much that did to a Eviolite Fizdef Gligar? It did 47. To this thing, it's gonna kill at plus one.
Greninja has a bit of bulk in it when it's Mega Evolves, when it Battle Bonds, tiny bit. Would it be enough? I don't think it matters. I don't know what you're thinking right now.
Oh,
One,
two. Come on,
two.
only two.
Oh no! Wait. Free high jump kick now.
No,
Right.
it's not because Water
Wait.
Shuriken still goes first.
I know, but it's not going to kill.
You guys do know that Water Shuriken always hits 3 times on Battle Bond Greninja, right?
That's true.
What to help me out for a second?
Fuck you, Rocky.
Is that
Who
Rocky?
wants to help you out, Rocky? Go away.
Rocky? What the hell? You're ruining my record.
Oh,
So he kills with a high jump kick.
I love you both. You're the sweetest
he
guy in the
endures,
whole
and then he
wide
hits.
world. See, I made your recording better now. You're
Alright.
welcome.
Wait a minute. He still wins.
Bye,
He still
Rocky.
wins. He kills with high jump kick. Water Shuriken doesn't bring him down to the berry. Then he endures for the last turn of Trick Room, and then he wins.
He loses. I'm calling he loses right now.
Yeah,
Paulie's gonna underestimate him. Hitmonlee's gonna do it again.
no, it's not. There's no way.
I'm calling
There's a
he's
way.
getting 4-0 or 3-0.
Oh, Rock Punch, interesting.
One,
One, two,
three.
Max.
three.
There's the light sheet. It only hit 3. Oh no.
3.
Okay,
Oh
why
man.
why are you guys counting? It always
Wait a minute,
hits 3
that's
times.
really bad because the berry popped. He doesn't need endure. He's won. Mach Punch wins. What is he
What
doing?
are you doing?
No. He can't
has
Mach
reverse,
Punch
right?
there because with the Unburden, he's actually faster than Greninja now. So if he Mach Punched, Water Shuriken actually goes first in Trick Room.
Wait,
No,
are you
that's
saying
not
he's
how that
genius?
works.
Smart
Yes,
Oh, it is.
Tyler,
It is.
Tyler.
Made a smart play.
Look at the last turn. Hitmonlee was slower, so its Mach Punch went before Water Shuriken. Now that he's faster with Unburden, Mach Punch would have gone second.
You're
Wait, are you saying
absolutely
Chelsea
right.
is a
Holy
genius?
shit.
He had to endure there. That was
Genius,
absolutely the
he's
correct
won.
play.
He's won. He won.
Is Mach Punch gonna kill Terrakion?
Hell's
Yeah,
yeah,
plus
well,
one,
plus one
plus
super
one,
effective. Absolutely.
I don't
Oh,
think it
wait, no, it's
matters.
faster. It's faster anyway.
Now outspeeds. The Trick Room's gone. He
That's true.
outspeeds Scarf Terrakion.
That's true. Does he have Drain
Does
Punch?
he have anything to touch Roserade though?
Poison
He's at
Jab,
plus
maybe?
one. Poison Jab will do a lot. The rocks are not up.
Rocks are not up, and the Roserade's at 84. It's going to be iffy.
The
I mean,
He has
that will live is the
Poly,
It's
It
the
doesn't
Roserade.
get Blaze Kick. It
his-
doesn't get Blaze Kick.
his best chance is the Roserade. Terrakion dies, Silvally probably dies if it's got Poison Jab. He has to go Roserade. If that dies, this game's over.
I think actually a high jump kick will do more than Poison Jab.
Probably so.
Wait a minute. Yo, I'm going to be really sad if Poison Point activates after it kills.
No, there's no way he's
That would
Poison
be
Point. There's
hilarious.
no way he's Poison Point.
be hilarious.
If Poly left his Roserade as Poison Point, and that wins him the game, I'm going to cry. Also, if Koa clicks high jump kick and he loses on a high jump kick miss.
You know he's not gonna shut up about his Hitmonlee.
I know.
He was already crying that he didn't get a new
Wait,
deal.
I think it's so great though.
I mean, he made the correct play. He deserves it if this kills. He made the correct play. Oh! I forgot about that!
Let's go.
Polly, please tell me you brought Quick
That's
Attack on your
bad.
Terrakion. Please tell me you brought Quick Attack on your
It doesn't.
Terrakion.
Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's
Yeah, so
Scarf.
all he needs is Quick Attack and he wins.
No, he can't. No, he doesn't. Doesn't Mach Punch kill?
Yeah, my punch would kill.
Why would Kowasabi click Mach Punch? He's faster. He's gonna click Reversal.
Well, Polly just said GG, so 1 HP Hitmonlee again.
Jesus Christ, fuck Kowasabi.
Fuck him, that was genius. That was a genius.
That was genius. But yeah, because the Mach Punch went first, the Hitmonlee was slower, and then yeah, after Water Shuriken, it's
I
faster
didn't
because
even
I'm burdened.
notice that.
Yep.
I didn't even notice that.
No, but that was actually like a genius play. I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
Buck, if you have to redo this recording, you have to explain how genius of a play that was.
I am not going to redo this recording. I'm actually going to keep this.
You actually have to redo this recording.
No, I just want to explain how bad, like, how much of a bad this weight is.
Okay, here we go. I don't think Mock Punch
It's not
kills.
living.
He has to
Not
click
living.
reversal.
I think Mud Punch kills for sure.
Okay, yeah, no
No
Yeah.
quick attack. GG.
GG.
Zaval is living.
No, it's not.
16, guaranteed. Watch it. Watch it.
Reveal the base tech of quick attack, so volley. Do it.
That would be the most epic way to win. I mean, he could just Mock Punch, but yeah, okay.
All right.
Damn.
Note to self: when I play Kosabi, I'm bringing a damn focus sash and just killing this hit
I
volley.
think you have to, yeah.
Fucking taunt this bullshit.
Well, that too. Taunt it so it can't endure. Knock off the berry.
Alright,
Fucking
Mike.
do something.
Thank you for recording this, Mike.
That was
You can cut it out.
amazing.
No problem, gentlemen.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello, Jake. Goodbye, Jake.
Hey, yo, hey, you got the Bookmaster Mike and the Tentacles. I know it's the Tentacles, I'm just trying to have some fun here. We have Comfy, Landorus T, Volcanion, Stoutland, Gigalith, and the Fortress taking on Latios, Megascissor, Tapu Chestnut, Swallow, and Porygon 2. I think I might be having a little bit too much fun right now. Yeah, I think so. But anyway, we have the Pokemaster Mike trying to take on the Twenta Tentacles. I know that Twenta is 1-4, 1-3, I don't remember. It's week 5, so he is 1-3 at the moment. And Mike is also 1-3, so the winner here goes up. Does not go in last place. I think the loser does go in last place. So that's definitely not what they want to do. The season's definitely not over for either team. That's still very early. It's only a third into the season. Actually, no, a little bit more than a third. Excuse me. Not really a half. Between a half and a third. Let's go with that. But anyway, let's get right into this battle and see what happens now. As we have Porygon 2 going 1-on-1 against Comfy. Goes for a Leech Seed as the Porygon 2 decides to go for a Toxic. Not wanting to do anything with that, he decides to switch out as Comfy actually decides to protect on the Swallow switch in. And we see that it is in fact Guts Swallow as he decides to go out of the Gigalith to take any hit that he wants to. And he eats that very nicely as Facade only does 20%. With Burn and recoil damage, he decides to switch out, goes right down into Chestnut, which was easily be able to wall anything that this Gigalith wants to do. Realizes that and goes right down into Comfy on the Toxic from the Chestnut, seeing that the only thing that he has for Toxic is the Fortress. Goes for a Leaf Seed, predicting a switch, I don't know why, but his Seed Bomb is able to crit the Comfy, as it is now down to 26%. Decides to go for a Spiked Shield, so that Comfy can't do anything. Draining Kiss does get the Comfy down to 7% after Saint Sword damage, and the Toxic will kill the Comfy. Bringing out Stoutland, goes for a Fire Fang, only does 33%, goes for a Drain Punch, doing 71, getting back up to full health after leftovers. Switches out into Landorus on the, I do believe, another Drain Punch, as he actually goes for a Toxic, predicting a switch. Very nice play there by Mike. I don't know why he just didn't go out into Fortress there, that was my only knock on that, is we actually see Calm My Landorus, which is very interesting in my opinion. Looks for Focus Blast, but it has bulletproof. Goes for another Seed Bomb as it does 25 to it. It goes for Hidden Power Ice, which does do a lot. Another Seed Bomb is able to kill the Landorus because of the crit, and he's back up to just about half. Goes out into Cybertron for the Water Absorb, trying to get the Bats play, but I don't think I would have Water Absorb against this team. Switches out into Gigalith on the Toxic again, as Porygon 2 then decides to switch out into Chestnut again, knowing that he can live literally anything. Actually, there's a Toxic this time onto the Chestnut, as now Chestnut stays in, and Gigalith switches out into Fortress on the Drain Punch, not doing a lot at all. It's actually red card on it, switching out the Chestnut out into Porygon 2. Goes for a recover now on the spikes from Fortress, which is very weird in my opinion. I would have gone for a attacking move, seeing that there is still a Scizor on the back. We see Hidden Power Fire from the Porygon 2. Realizing that he goes right out into Gigalith on the Tri-Attack that time, which doesn't really matter too much. I think he was predicting the Volcanion switch-in. Switches out into Scizor, knowing that he cannot do a thing. Goes for Heavy Slam, only does 7%. That's why Scizor is just incredible. Switches out into Fortress as the Scizor Mega Evolves and does go for Defog, making the Fortress basically useless. That's why I was wondering why he went for all that hazard stacking with that Scizor still there. Switches out into Porygon 2 on the Steam Eruption. Actually does give the Porygon health back because of Trace. Switches out into Gigalith as he goes for another Toxic. Already poisoned, so it doesn't really matter, but the Gigalith is at 23%. Switches out into Iron Man again, the Scizor again, to eat up the Toxic very nicely. Decides to go for a Roost, as he does go for a Stone Edge. Not able to crit, unfortunately, as it did have a high crit ratio, and only has 75% health left. Decides to switch out into Cybertron again on the Flamethrower, which only does 20%, easily recoverable. As he goes for another Flamethrower, goes for another recover, is up at 76%, and decides to go for a Toxic, eating another Flamethrower again. I did predict that, actually. And goes for another Flamethrower, not able to kill. He's gonna just Toxic stall him here. As now Volcanion switches out into Stoutland on the recovery again by Porygon. Goes for superpower 80%, which is very unfortunate. As Tri-Attack is able to kill the Stoutland, and we're sitting at 6 versus 1. Focus Blast is not able to hit. I do believe that means it was either Scarfed or Specs or something, because he does go for it again, as the Gigavolt Havoc does come out and destroys the Volcanion, and we do have a 6-0 victory from Mike, which is much needed for him. He's actually in second right now. No, third. Mandy is 3-2. Oh, spoiler alert, actually. If you guys pay attention to her battle, you know what happened to her. To her record, you know what happened to her battle. Although, I don't think anyone outside my league watches this, so you guys should all know. But anyway, we have Kid Icarus taking on Byron. As we have Lucario, Tyranitar, Mesprit, Gliscor, Kyurem Black, and Magneton taking on Zeraora, Mamoswine, Sharpedo, Gobalion, Delamise, and Slowbro. No Megas in this battle, which is actually very interesting to see. I do believe that Zeraora actually has a pretty good matchup, especially with any fighting move. It does 1, 2, 3, 4 super effective moves. Hidden Power Ice can do a lot of damage to that, and just has to worry about the Mesprit. But let's see what happens there. But I do believe with 1, 2, 3. Actually, excuse me, I counted the wrong thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4 things that can easily super effective hit the Gliscor. I don't think Gliscor is actually going to do the whole lot. Just my first thoughts in the battle, but let's go right into this, see if I'm proven wrong. As Mamoswine goes head to head against Mesprit. Mesprit eating an Icicle Crash and decides to go for a Stealth Rock. It goes for another Icicle Crash, as it does do about 20%, as Psychic only does about 43%. They're about even there. Want to switch out into Magneton. Actually goes for a knockoff and does get rid of the E-Violite for the Magneton. Goes out into Delamise, can eat any hit that he wants, as he goes for a Flash Cannon and a Volt Switch, eats them both up, and switches out into the Gliscor to get a free Toxic Orb, Poison Heal damage, and actually sees Tailwind on that, which does come into handy later down the road, as another Anchor Shot does bring it down to about 73%. U-Turn does do a decent amount to the Delamise as he goes for an Anchor Shot, trying to get the Gliscor as low health as he can. Thunderbolt is able to take out the Delamise, and it's actually with Tailwind, the thing is faster than a Mamoswine is able to kill with a Flash Cannon. Bringing Cobalion in for free, goes for a close combat, and there is 0 close combat switches on his team. But now Mesprit does come in, fearing his Scarf excuse me, it does not Scarf because we already seen Stealth Rocks. But anyway, switches out into Sharpedo, as obviously he eats the Psychic very nicely, goes out into Kyurem to eat the Waterfall, as we do see a speed boost, goes for Protect, fearing a Scarf because the Earth Power does not go through, fearing a Scarf so that the Sharpedo is able to speed and go for a Black Hole Eclipse onto the Kyurem and is able to tie it back up at 4 mods each, as Lucario does come out, fearing a Mach Punch or a Vacuum Wave. Slowbro does come out, as a Swords Dance actually comes out, but realizing he can't do anything, decides to switch out into Mesprit, which does able to eat a Scald, but it goes for a Dazzling Gleam, obviously not going to do a whole lot, and goes for a Shadow Ball and kills the Mesprit. So we're up 4 mons to 3, as Tyranitar actually decides to come out. Tyranitar goes for a Dragon Dance, thinking that he was going to switch, goes for a Scald, and does get the burn. Excuse me, there is weakness poly, but also does get the burn, unfortunately. Realizing that he has to do something, he goes for Crunch. Colbur Berry actually comes out, is able to live it, goes for another Scald, and is able to crit and take out that Tyranitar, which is very unfortunate. Lucario then comes in, goes for an extreme speed to kill the Slowbro, but we're still sitting at 3 versus 2. Goes for another extreme speed as he realizes that there is 0 close combat switch-ins, goes for the close combat, and is able to take out the Lucario. So now we're sitting at 3 versus 1, and it looks like it is over. Gliscor stays in and actually is going to go for a Tailwind. Of course, he's not, as Zeraora comes in on the switch, goes for an Earthquake, and is able to take out the Zeraora because he is faster, and he is now back up to full health, basically, at 63%. Goes for an Earthquake because he's able to outspeed, does live, goes for Stone Edge, it only does 25%, and then decides to go for a Defog so he can keep the Tailwind up for another turn, realizing that he can definitely live one more Stone Edge. He does, even after a crit, goes for Stone Edge, lives on 1% as another Tailwind comes out, and Cobalion does die to the second Earthquake. Now it is 1 versus 1, and the only thing that comes down to is if Sharpedo can live an Earthquake at 88%. Goes for Protect to try to get as much speed as he can, and he doesn't go for the double Protect that would have been able to outspeed, and he does die to an Earthquake, which means that Kid Icarus brings it back from 3-1 and wins it 1-0 with the Gliscor. That was a very incredible battle. Gliscor is very dangerous, so you definitely have to prep double for it. As now Ninetales and Mandy the Turtle, we have Crocodile, Tapu Fini, Koalomo, Galvantula, Ferrothorn, and Meloetta taking on Lycanroc, Dusk, Registeel, Infernape, Slurpuff, Superior, and Diggersby. Ninetales is trying to keep the perfect season, but is it going to be a repeat from Season 1 where he went undefeated until Mandy came back down and gave herself the nickname The Woman Who Kills? But we'll see where this goes from here. As we have Infernape going off against Galvantula, goes for a Fire Punch, does get it down to the stash after a crit. I don't know if the crit mattered, I doubt it, as Sticky Webs does come up, which is actually very dangerous because of that contrary superior, but Registeel does come out, switches out into Tapu Fini as they both actually pull a double. Goes for a taunt on the Registeel, as now Registeel cannot go for Stealth Rocks, switches out into Superior, which does get that speed boost, which is very unfortunate. Does go for the knockoff, so it cannot recover any health. Goes out into Ferrothorn on the Leaf Storm, and it only does 5%. 5 stinking percent. Another Leaf Storm does 11 that time. As a Garaball does take it down to 8%. Hidden Fire is able to live on just 1% as a knockoff is able to take out the Superior. It was AV Ferrothorn, which is very weird. Infernape is able to take out the Ferrothorn, but a Rocky Iron Barbs is able to get some damage off on Infernape. As Crocodile is able to get in, come in for free, goes for a taunt again, so the Registeel can't do anything, but he decided to go for Seismic Toss. And then we actually see Z Tectonic Rage, so I believe Z Earthquake with Mandy. Switches that into Infernape, as Crocodile definitely doesn't want to eat anything. Goes out into Tapu Fini to eat that U-turn, and Diggersby does come out. I don't know why he comes out, but Surf does do a lot to Diggersby, and Earthquake doesn't do as much, and now we see Quick Attack bringing the Fini down to 23 as Fini does get the kill with Surf. We're sitting at 5 versus 3 as Lycanroc does in fact get a free switch in. Switches out into Crocodile again to get the Intimidate, which is much needed as Accelerock only does 14%. Switches back out into Infernape to take whatever hit, but it's an easy Earthquake there, and does in fact kill the Infernape. Slurpuff does come out, does lose speed there, goes for an Earthquake, not able to kill, and we actually saw that it was Focus Sash, which is very unfortunate for Ninetales. Lycanroc does come out again, goes for an Iron Head, not able to kill the Crocodile, as Earthquake is able to kill the Lycanroc, and we have a 5-0 by Mandy in just 18 turns, which is just dominance right there. A.V. Ferrothorn. Really, Mandy? Really? Okay, before I go on to the next battles, I just want to let you guys know that there might not be 2 more battles. Today is actually Monday. The week was supposed to end yesterday, but unfortunately there was a couple people that were not able to come in, and I did push it back to Monday. I hope I don't have to do that too often this season. I do want to finish the season as fast as we can and go on to season 4. So if this is it, then you guys will see I don't know, the standings and everything for week 5, and we're gonna go on to week 6. But if you do, this is it. I'm not giving any more extensions. So if you do, there will be 2 more battles right now, or the standings right now. So guys, I'm recording this right now. We have Cody.
Hold up, my Discord
versus...
froze. You're back. Hold up.
That's unfortunate. Well, I guess it's just you and me, Chris.
Sorry, Buff.
I don't really care. Chris, you there? Chris? Chris? I guess I'm by myself for right now.
Okay. You're back. Time.
You back now?
Recording.
I'm recording.
Cody versus Sir Hawthorne. Here it's time. Hello?
What? I'm right here.
What?
I'm right here.
Oh, we're here.
Yeah.
Okay, we are here.
I'm
What?
right here. And
Okay.
Cody's right over there. And,
So,
Shuckle's here.
Shuckle's here and Manetric is here. Lit. Right. Easiest Volt Switch this Manetric will ever have. Sir Hawthorne didn't bring a Volt Switch immunity.
No, he did not.
Interesting. This could also be the Zora arc pretending to be Shuckle. That's something
You know what?
to keep in mind.
I actually told him about that. And it's a Shuckle.
Definitely Zora arc. Nice. Easy rapids.
And I actually hope... Cody, this is actually A.V. Armaldo.
Now he goes into freaking Registeel. Wait, no, that's not Velocipod. My bad.
Registeel? Where do you get Registeel from?
The sprite, I guess, resembles Registeel, kinda. Not really.
In a way.
A little
Yeah, but I can't see. I'm blind.
Chris, why are you blind? What are your glasses, fam?
Good with glasses.
Oh, you look fine with glasses.
Glasses?
Chicks dig glasses.
Moxie Salamence.
How many Thunder Punch?
Why Thunder Punch when you can Rock Slide and actually, like, kill the Salamence? The Salamence is Moxie, by the way.
That's what I just said, Mike.
Man's gonna go into Manaphy.
Well, if I can't hear you, you keep cutting out.
This recording's probably not gonna work.
Go into Manaphy.
Okay. I mean... No...
Manetric, maybe?
He could go Manaphy, or he could go Heatran. Because he's not going to Earthquake, and he's not going to click a fighting move. He could go Heatran.
Manetric to get that Intimidate.
Or he could even go Metagross on the Rock Slide, and then double it into Heatran on the Fire move. That would even be a cool play if he did that.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well, is this man Scarfed?
No. I think it's Yachi.
Okay.
Manaphy is Z Rain Dance.
Manaphy is D-Rain. Okay.
Metagross, I think, is Shuka.
Ooh.
That, what?
Ooh.
Who's this?
Hello,
Lyle.
Oh, maybe he has Roar.
Why would he have Roar?
Golbat? No, the Golbat's about to click Taunt.
We're super fine.
Or do that, okay.
Which is now dead. Oh,
How are you doing, Lyle?
Doing okay. What's going on in this battle right now?
Pokemon.
Cody definitely has the matchup.
See my trash game, Lucy?
No, I did not.
Okay, so it wasn't a trash game. Your opponent just gave you your person you went to for team building advice gave you terrible advice. If you're bringing T-Tar and Excadrill to a game, anyone who tells you to ban the Tyranitar is just giving you crap advice. Just bring Smooth Rock.
And Dragon Claw kills the Golbat for the first kill.
Moxie? Yeah, he's Moxie. He's in that game.
Nice.
No, I think wouldn't Sucker Punch
no,
kill?
I'd be willing to.
Zorark, maybe?
I'd be willing to bet that 2 banded first impressions killed this thing. Like, he used to go last to fuck the first impression.
Forget it, but this
Maybe.
may have Protect.
Yeah, he's going for it. He's going for it.
What if Cody has Roost?
If Cody has Roost, this game's over.
Well, like, if he clicks first impression, you're convinced to deal with Dragon Claw? Probably.
Well, it's not Z-Fly. Buff said the Manaphy was Z-Rain Dance, so
I'm pretty sure he could have definitely changed something.
I changed it.
Really? No. Alright.
Gillespot's FizzDef is on point. I don't know if it's...
It's a Zorark.
I'm saying it. Look at that!
Oh my
Barely did half.
Oh,
Look at
Gillespot
that.
knows Sucker Punch?
Gillespot's FizzDef is on point.
I think this is the...
So I figured it would be like more. I figured it would do more than that, but I'm not surprised that it lived. And now he can come back in and first impression next turn.
Oh, does Sir Hawthorne not have a fairy type?
I have no idea. I don't remember Sir Hawthorne's team.
I don't think he does. No, Florges.
Oh, he's Florges?
Yeah, that's the thing that destroyed
Yeah, but
Pearl.
given that Cody has Heatran and Metagross on his roster, I understand why Florges didn't come though.
Smart.
Yeah, he's just gonna get webs up.
Gillespot just comes right back in now.
And now you come in and you first impression. You don't even waste time with Sucker Punch. First impression.
Assuming he has both.
Nah. Like, Cody has to Dragon Dance here, just in case he Sucker
He
Punches.
doesn't have to Dragon Dance, there's no point. Like, I guess unless you Dragon Dance without Sucker Punches.
Unless he actually does have a Roost.
I think you just switch out of the
Yeah, first impression, he wasn't even playing around. Yep.
Manectric then?
Okay. Now, this is...
easy arm all day.
I'll say Manectric. Could then candidate Volt Switch?
This Gillespot is probably banded. Why not go Manaphy and start setting up your Rain Dances and your Tail Glows?
I guess you'd have to count the damage if it's banded or not.
Yeah. Based on the Sucker Punch damage, I think that's banded.
No. Defense doesn't have the best man. I don't think he has that. Also, my voice is dead. Like, you're wearing it. There you go.
Manectric.
RIP. I am a Manectric, okay.
Well, I was gonna calculate, but never mind.
Manectric, and then you freaking box anything that comes in.
See, I thought the way Gillespot's first impression worked, I thought it was the same as, like, Fake Out. Or not Fake Out. It is the same.
So actually, what he...
Just more powerful than Fake Out.
I thought it was the same thing as, like, you could use it. Like, I thought you could use it here because it's the first turn against Manectric. Like, until I found that out against Koa in SFL.
Yeah, no, it's just the first turn that it's in. It works like Fake Out. It's only the first turn that it's in.
I don't know why I thought it worked the other way, but I thought, like, if I killed something and then he brought something else in, I could click it again.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna go Armaldo.
Zorark.
Yeah.
Yep. Aviar Armaldo.
Armaldo.
It's AV.
Easy rapid spin.
I mean, you gotta think this is a pretty easy win now for Mana.
Yeah.
I caught this.
Or even Venetric, because Venetric Thunderbolt a couple times. That's why it's starting to Mana.
I knew he was gonna Volt Switch.
Well, yeah, it was a pretty easy play.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, he could have just Thunderbolted too if he really wanted to. It depends on how. I don't know if he ran the Calyx or not. Like, if that Goliath spot was banded, like that was a free Thunderbolt. Didn't even have a Volt Switch. He didn't want to. Yeah, Cody's playing well, Buff.
He
Is
is.
this his first draft league?
Well, technically, no. He was with me last season.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like,
Solo,
on his own.
soloing, yes. This is his first.
Alright, what did I miss?
And if he wins, he has a better record than I do.
I didn't say.
The webs are gone. That didn't kill. Goodbye, Zork.
That was actually good.
Oh, nice
Choice to knock off.
specs. Nice choice to specs. Alright.
Is Venetric faster than Zam? I can get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Mega Man Trick, yeah, it's a lot faster than.
Oh, I thought you said Armaldo.
Well, I didn't know if he was Mega Zam. I don't remember what's on this.
Did he have
I
Aquajet
don't
on
think
this?
he's Mega Zam. Is he?
Yeah, he's Mega Zam. No, not Mega Zam. Not
Oh.
Mega Zam.
Nope.
Excuse me, my bad. Not Mega Zam. I thought it was. I forgot what his Mega is. Oh, it's Mega Aggron.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he wants to eliminate.
I was like, Manetric is slower than Mega Zam, but it's faster than regular Zam.
I think you can't just click. I guess you can click Thunderbolt, but I feel like you should probably keep this thing outside of range of first impression. So I would.
Yeah.
Just go out. Or better go. It doesn't
Or
matter.
E-Train or
Yeah.
Volt Switch. That'll probably put the Alicus. Oh.
I don't like that play at all. Ooh. Okay.
Well,
It worked out, yeah.
It worked out.
Now Volt Switch.
Fortunate.
I still think that's Scarfed Arm in the back, so he can still like Earthquake and do damage to. I guess Venetric actually might be able to live the Earthquake from the arm than Scarf.
Depends. If it comes in on Durham against the Intimidate, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, nice.
That was a misplay and a half by Sir Hawthorne.
Yeah. Bye.
Maybe he thought it was specs.
Unless like he could be Scarfed Arm and like have a chance to win this game. But
Perfect. Nice play.
Oh,
Yeah.
like you need to capitalize upon it.
Thinker Z Rain Dance just wins it now.
Boy, he's got an energy ball here. Get right.
Yeah,
It's not killing.
No, energy ball is not even gonna do that.
Oh, he just goes for a skull.
Vex. Oh.
You Scarf Manaphy?
I thought it was Z. I thought it was Z.
Red?
Okay. Well, that's GG.
Well,
Oh wow. And the crit mattered. Well, that's a win for Cody. He's now 3-2.
Sir Hawthorne 1-4.
Yes, Sir Hawthorne is now 1-4.
God.
Wow.
Like that.
And
Jesus.
Cody's 2-3.
No, he's 3-2.
Oh my god.
He won 3 in a row.
Better differential than me.
He's a better record than I do.
I think he's better differential than me. I only like +1.
Well, I'm about to update the document, so. Well, thank you 3 for joining me.
No problemo.
Thank you for watching this recap of the week with Buff, the amazing. What my boy.
Did somebody just join? Oh, Chris just went? Left?
Yeah, Chris just left.
Hello, future.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very last battle of the week. 5, I do believe we're at. Where we have PB Nakora, Peanut Butter Nakora, taking on GV Center. The Dallas Dragons taking on the Uprising Flygons. Shaman, Regirock, Zygarde, Celesteela, Miss Magius, and Scolipede taking on Alolan Ninetales, Volcarona, Flygon, Pyukumuku, Halucha, and Zapdos. Pyukumuku is always going to be very dangerous, especially when I don't really see a whole lot that Nakora has other than the Shaman. And probably the Celesteela would be able to 1v1 it, unless it is Soak and Toxic, which Pyukumuku might be able to outstall that. But anyway, I do also see a huge weakness against Volcarona. Volcania, gosh. Including 1, 2, 3 fire type weaknesses, a grass weakness, and it could even have hidden power ice for the Zygarde. But Zygarde does also put in a lot of work, especially getting rid of, 3 levitators or flying mons with 1,000 arrows. Let's get right into it. We have Regirock starting off against Alolan Ninetales, getting up the sand right away. As Aurora Veil does come out, Stealth Rocks also do come out as well. Hypnosis does come out, it gets the Regirock to sleep, but there's actually Chesto Berry, which most likely Regirock has rest on this set. Another Hypnosis actually does land, what is it, a 55 or 65% move, and hits him 2 times in a row, which is very good. Switches out into Flygon as Regirock actually goes out into Celesteela, with Flygon right behind Aurora Veil. Decides to Dragon Dance up, so now he can take literally anything, as a Heavy Slam does do 42%, which is actually pretty big damage, as we see a Z Fire Punch coming out from Flygon, does in fact take out the Celesteela. As Scolipede does get his switch in, goes for a Dragon Dance, which is interesting. As Poison Jab does in fact get the poison on it, and Flygon is now at 23%. Regirock now comes out as he eats up a Fire Punch very nicely, as now Flygon is at 10% and goes for an Earthquake to end his life after 9 turns, getting 2 kills, which is very good for a Flygon. As Mismagius does in fact come in now, he goes for his own Z move, Continental Crush, trying to stop the Zapdos from going for a Defog. Not able to happen though, but we do see that Mismagius was in fact faster and does have a Rock type move to get rid of the Zapdos, which he does. Ninetales then comes in, sets the Hail again, and the Aurora Veil eats that Power Gem up with only 23%, which is very nice. Moonblast does come out, gets a critical hit on Mismagius, and it insult injury, a special attack drop, which now only does 15 to Alolan Ninetales. Forcing Mismagius to switch out into Shaman, goes for a Freeze Dry. I do believe he was predicting another Moonblast there, but instead of Freeze Dry does come out, and that's a free switch into Volcarona. Knowing that he's going to have to sack something off, he goes right on to the Mismagius to eat the Bug Buzz very nicely. Does get the special attack drop. Planning to just sack this thing, he goes out into Hawlucha on the Power Gem switch in, which is does not do a lot at all. Goes for a Swords Dance on the Dazzling Gleam, as the Citrus Berry does pop, and does get rid of the Mismagius. Now we're sitting at 4 versus 3, as now Zygarde comes out. Knowing he can take any hit that Hawlucha throws at him, eats the high jump kick very nicely. Goes for 1,000 arrows, which does take the Hawlucha down to 13%. As we see the leftovers on Zygarde, goes for the extreme speed, and it does in fact take out the Hawlucha. Now we're sitting at 3 versus 3. Alolan Ninetales does come out again. Pulls a double out in Pyukumuku on the extreme speed. Rocky Helmet is shown there, as now Zygarde is now out down to 13% health. Realizes he's got to switch out into Shaman, as a Soak does come out. I don't know what he soaked there, maybe predicting the Scolipede to eat the Toxic. As Volcarona does come out for free. It does get the Seed Flare special defense drop, which could matter if it has any super effective moves, but switching out shows that it probably does not, as a Giga Drain does come into play, taking out the Zygarde. Switches out into Scolipede now, as Volcarona is forced to switch out into Pyukumuku on the Rock Slide, only does 14%, as now gains the health again, switches out into Shaman, goes for a recover on Pyukumuku, and switches out into Alolan Ninetales to set this Snow Warning yet again, as Seed Flare is able to take out the Ninetales. Out comes Volcarona, freest switch in, and then the freest fiery dance of his life does get rid of the Shaman. And now we have Scolipede versus Volcarona, which does live the fiery dance because of Sash, but a Rock Slide does come out, and it does take out the Volcarona, but the Hail that came up before does in fact take out the Scolipede, and we have a 1-0 victory with Pyukumuku, the last one to survive. And that does it for every battle in the Week 5. And now we go to Week 6. But first, we look at the standings. Let's start with the Moon Division Conference. Excuse me, I keep on from mixing up the division and conference. This is the Moon Conference, and we start off with 3 1-4 teams still. The Philadelphia Starmies, Reading Rapidashes, and the San Francisco Royals, separated by only differential between 8 differential points between the 3 of them. Next up, we only have 2 and 3 battlers with the Indianapolis Infernape and the Salt Lake Spindas, both 2 and 3 at the moment, separated by only 7 differential points. Next up, we have 4, 3, and 2 Mons. Coaches, excuse me, Mons. Yeah, you guys are all Pokemon. The Holland Heracross, the Charlotte Beedrills, the Anaheim Arcanines, and the Rocky Mountain Lycanrocs. They're all 3 and 2, separated by 4 differential points, 2 pairs of just tying with each other. And with that last battle, we have the Dallas Dragons taking on the Uprising Flygons. The Uprising Flygons get their first loss of the season. They are now 4-1 and 13, while the Dallas Dragons are still the only undefeated team, 5-0. Next up in the Sun Conference, we have the Miami Magikarps and the Twente Tentacles, both 1 and 4, separated by a differential of 5. Next up, we have 3, 2, and 3 teams, separated by 8 differential points. And then we have 5, count them, 5, 3, and 2 teams, with Bryce actually having the best differential out of all 5 of them at 12. Actually 3rd place in differential, which is very good for Bryce. Congratulations to him. And Ninetales did lose his first game, so now he is 4-1. Let's go over to the league leaders now. As we wait. More diversity is coming in the kill-to-death ratio, as we actually see 4 Pokemon at 4-1 and 4 kill-to-death ratio, with Kieran being on top just because he has more kills. All 5 of them have 4 ratio points, I guess I'm going to call them. Thunderous Eye has had 5, Celesteela is at 6 because of his 2 deaths, Neolego is still yet to die with 6 kills, Mega Garchomp is at 7-1, as Volcarona is at 11-0. Next up, we'll go to the defensive league leaders, as we see Umbreon actually did not eat a hit at all last week. He died to 1 hit because of a critical hit, so allowing Alomola to catch up with 24 hits taken, just 1 hit away. We have Hippowdon, Type-No, Blissey, Tangrowth, Klefki, Cresselia, all leading on the bottom. Yeah, so let's just move on to Mega. Oops, that's not supposed to be an underscore. That is supposed to be a hyphen. There we go. So we have 2 Megas rounding up the bottom with the Mega Garchomp at 7-1 from the Lycanrocs. Mega Gyarados is at 8-4 from the Kartanas. Terrakion is at 8-3 from the Infernapes. The Gliscors has Kyurem Black at 8-2, while Hitmonlee, Hawlucha, Dragonite, and Azumarill have literally the same amount of kills and deaths, so I am just rounding up the alphabetical order, so Azumarill is technically 3rd. Volcarona is still sitting at 2nd, even though it did die. Excuse me, that is 1 death. I do apologize about this, I forgot about this. As Celesteela is at 12-2. Anyway, let's go on to the schedule for week number 6. And this time I have it in front of me. Last week I did not do so good. I was 5-6, which makes my record right now 25-19. But this week hopefully it's a little bit better. We have the Kartanas taking on the Gudras, and me as the Bouffalance fan, I definitely gotta cheer for the Kartanas, even though they flinched me to death. So I'm gonna say that the Kartanas are gonna win. I do believe that they are actually going to win. Just hyper offense and easily can get around Mandy's defensive squad, especially with beast boosting and everything. Next up, we have Ninetales versus the Bouffalance, and you know I got to cheer for my Bouffalance. I do believe I have a really good team against them, and hopefully we can pull out a 3-3 record after this week to get myself back into that playoff position. Next up, we have the Miami Magikarps taking on the Coilers, and I do believe Lucy is going to go back to his winning ways, go back up to 4-2 after this week, and we'll see about that. Registeelers versus the Metagross. Mike keeps on putting it in my head that he cannot beat Byron with a dam, and I think it's going to happen again this week, and I definitely need him to if I need to catch up. So I'm going to say the Registeelers are going to pull off the win. And here is going to be my my upset of the week. And now the reason why I'm going to be saying this is the Tentacles versus Illusions. There's nothing against Bryce. As much as I hate the way that he played against me, he has been like, he's up there. He's number 2 right now, and he probably will become number 1 if he plays his cards right. However, I did help Tentacles prep a little bit. I mean, I mock battled him, and he has a very, very, very good team against Bryce. If there's ever a counter to a certain team, it is the Tentacles team, and I do believe that he is going to be able to use it to his advantage and maybe even pull out a win. I am actually going to say the upset for the Tentacles this week. Next up, we have the Gliscors taking on the Beedrills, and I do believe that the Beedrills are going to be able to pull out the win. The Buffalons definitely would love that. Next up, we have the Royals taking on the Flygons. And as much as it sucked that Nakora lost last week, I'm not going to go against that Steel Dragon Fairy core. Not ever. Next up, we have the Dragons and Heracross. Both teams are on a roll right now. Obviously, the Dragons are undefeated, but the Heracrosses, they have won 3 in a row, which is no easy feat at all. Congratulations to you, Cody. But unfortunately, I don't see you being able to beat GV Center. Nothing personal at all, but I just don't really see it. Next up is Infernape versus the Lycanrocs, and I am actually going to go with the Infernapes this time. I will explain it later on after this thing, after this little recap thing, but anyway. After that, we have the Starmies versus the Arcanines, and I am going to go with the Arcanines this week. I do believe that Jake is going to be able to tear away at Chris's Sand team. Last but certainly not least, or maybe the least, is the Rapidashes versus the Spindas, and I do believe that Hitmonlee has been just an amazing mon so far in these first 5 weeks. I don't really see that ending anytime soon, so I'm going to go with the Spindas. You guys, let me know what you guys think, and starting next week. So this whole situation is a fiasco. For those who do not know, in the middle of last week, Jake left the server, the PSBL server, and I thought that he was gone from PSBL, so I immediately got a replacement for him. Turns out, the next day I got the replacement for him. Somebody else came. Jake came back and wanted his team back. Of course, I wasn't going to say, hey, here's your team, because I already gave it to somebody. So Rockhands, the coach of the Rocky Mountain Lycanrocs, is getting a child in the next couple of weeks. Congratulations to him. So he is going to be very busy and won't have any time for Pokemon. So what he did, he gave his team to that Tally Boy. I don't really care. So he's going to be the new coach of the Rocky Mountain Lycanrocs, and that is the reason why I picked the Infernapes over the Lycanrocs. I don't know a lot of what Tally would do with the team, so I'm going to go with what I know, and I know that Paulie is a pretty good battler, and I think that he's going to pull out the win. I could definitely be wrong. This one is I'm really not sure about. Anyway, congratulations to Rocky, and also starting next week, Rockhands will be helping me with the weekly recap starting next week, so look forward to that. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck in week 6 for everyone, and have a good one. Peace.